Was that Doug I just saw?
Yeah, that's Doug, fair haired child.
Did he hear about the contest that the teachers were having? Or what?
I don't know if he was on at the time or not.
I'm
Yep.
here. My air compressor was on. Was somebody saying something to me or Doug Miller?
No, to you.
Oh, what's up?
Let's see. Is Kent still on?
Yeah, that was instructables.com, and it's a project-based learning contest with $40,000 in prize money from Autodesk. And it's at the very top of the chat. The link's at the top of the chat if you want to go look real quick, or go to instructables.com and look at the
Can
contest.
you put it back in? Put it back in the chat again. That way he doesn't have to scroll through, 1,000 lines.
Okay,
If
Can't
you
go
could.
back that far anyway.
all right. Let's keep
Well, he
me
can
on
on
for a couple
computer,
minutes.
but I don't know what he's on.
I'll put it on here.
Cool. Thanks, sir. Kent.
Contests.
Here's a cool picture you guys will appreciate. I'm going to share screen. Hang on. Let me pick a good one out here. All right, here's a good one. You guys see this?
Got your file folder.
There you go. There's my daughter at the,
All we got is file folder.
you don't have the picture?
No.
Oh,
No, it's
hang on.
got your 100
Yeah,
photos
we got-
there.
You probably need to open the photo before you share.
I
Correct.
don't know how to do that yet. So,
So undo your share screen
okay.
and then open up your photo and then
All
do
right.
share screen.
Oh, okay. That's a better idea, huh? That would actually require intelligence.
Well, that's, we're all
Nah,
here
just
for each
knowing you
other.
got
So
to do it that way.
How many wood turners does it take to open a photo?
All right, let's see. How about this right here?
hey, look at there.
There you go.
So
Your
that's my
daughter.
daughter, Brooklyn, she's the youngest member of the Central Texas Woodturners. She's 11. And we had a little event yesterday. So she was teaching graduates of a program at American Youth Works how to turn pens, and staff too. She taught a 72-year-old woman how to turn one.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
That's cool.
So that was a lot of fun. Let me see if I can open up another good one. It was really fun, man. It's so cool. Oh, here's that woman. Let me see if it opens up.
So Kelly, in the center, you may have as you had that photo up in the center, you've probably got a little radio button that you can just click and cycle through your photos.
Okay, so it's showing you the first one, but let me get the hang of this real quick for future reference, I guess. So if I open this picture here, which you've already seen, and then it's got a little thing, a little dial. I don't know how to turn that dial. Oh, there it goes. All right, so I can just scroll through to like right here where she's teaching that lady. how
There
to
you
turn
go.
There you go. Who says? You see, I was talking slowly, so you was able to understand me.
Yeah, I was counting it on my fingers too at the same time. That's one of my favorite ones right there with her little hand sitting on the table, it's a good confidence builder for them,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You bet.
When Don Ward sets up that pen turning station at SWAT, and Brooklyn spent last SWAT teaching kids how to turn pens, and she just had a blast. And we stayed at the Hilton because I got in early enough, and so she just it's a safe place. Everybody's pretty safe. You know what I mean? And they all knew who she was. So, she's wandering around with some money in her front shirt pocket for the family classes she wanted to take, and come back with a couple Starbucks or whatever. And she's like, I didn't even make me pay for it,
He's already a celebrity.
She's just having a blast, man. What
Right.
else we got?
Tell you what, there is nothing cooler in this world than being a dad. That is awesome.
Right.
I will argue that point, being a grandpa.
Maybe.
Yeah, but as a grandpa, you still got to put up with those kids wanting the older versions of the kids. While they're dropping them off and picking them up.
Yeah,
Let's see if this works. No, that doesn't work. Oh, maybe it does.
There it goes. There's a video. Look at her go.
that's awesome, man.
Like that one. I think I like this one. Look at all those teenagers, man. That was just, you had a crowd around her one time. It's a huge crowd. Yeah, awesome.
Look at that. Elbow in. Nice grip.
Right,
She knows what she's doing.
Yes, she does.
right.
Hey, Kelly,
Finding
the
the cut.
AAW has a women in turning deal, and the next deadline is July 31st. And if you promote the AAW and non-represented groups, you can get some stuff you need.
Hey, for those of you that are using iPhones, I picked up a cool little device. I got it at Walmart, cost me about 40 bucks. But I plugged this device into my phone. Then I plug an HDMI and a power charger into the device, and I can watch my iPhone on the TV. So this whole Zoom meeting, this was the first Zoom meeting I was in to see if it would work. And it works pretty awesome. I lose a little bit of quality on the picture from the phone to the screen on the TV, but not too much. If you want to spotlight me, I'll see if I can show you what it looks like.
You're spotlighted.
I'm still seeing the other dad that just had his kid up.
You're there.
I'm there
You're
now.
there. Hang on.
Excuse me.
Yep, there's Sue. Bless you.
Thank you.
Hey,
There you
no,
are.
that's not my shop. I was like, I see a shop. Oh no, that's Dane's shop.
That's Sue's dining room kitchen. You don't want to see my shop.
Eddie always says to keep talking so they can find you. You want me to just start singing? See, oh, hey, there I am. Okay, so now if I reverse my camera, so where do we reverse it again? Right there. So that's me holding my phone vertical. And then if I turn my phone that way, that's pretty crazy or what?
That's kind of cool.
So when I was watching the demo, I was watching it on the big screen tonight.
Oh, cool.
And so I'll unplug the device from the thing. So now the TV's off, but just so you can see what it looks like. And so the pink cord is the charging cord, so my phone doesn't go dead. And that silver one's the HDMI. And then, of course, this one's what plugs into the phone. And so I was looking at a bunch of different ones on Amazon, and all of the reviews, everybody that had bought the cheaper ones were disappointed and had lots of different issues. And they all said, just buy the Apple one. It's more expensive, but it works. So I went ahead and just dropped the 40 bucks and bought the Apple one. And I've watched plenty of YouTube videos out here now in the shop. I haven't done Netflix or anything like that, so I don't know how that would work. But YouTube's the main thing I'm going to watch out in the shop anyway. But
What's that
yeah,
called?
pretty awesome.
Doug, what's that called?
It is called Lightning Digital AV Adapter.
They used to be $50. You got a deal at 40.
Yeah, I
Okay.
was gonna say, the first one I bought was 50. But I think they have gone down some over the years.
Yeah, I got mine at Walmart. I mean, it might have been 40 and change, but it definitely was below 50. But any old ways, that's about all the demo I had. And let's see, I talked to you guys already since I went to that estate sale, right? And I got those turning tools that I didn't know what they were. And then we found out one of the brands was like a Montgomery Ward version of Sears Craftsman. Did I talk to you guys then? Well, at any rate, the people that I had the estate sale, one of my buddies was with me and he asked him, well, what are you going to do with all this stuff if you don't get rid of it? And the lady said, well, we got a junker coming in. So whatever doesn't go. And I said, if it comes down to that, just call me and I'll come clear out this shed for you. And they called me. And so now I have a radial arm saw, an extra band saw, an extra table saw.
Wow, nice.
So my local club is going to do a tool sale. So I'm going to bring it over there and see if the local club members here want any of this big stuff, because it's just taking up too much real estate in my shop now, but I got it all for free.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it was a pretty good day. I felt like I won the lottery that day.
Well, heck yeah.
So would you guys like to see something crazy?
Yes.
Oh.
Yep.
Always.
You don't even need to ask.
Okay, we'll see if this works. I gotta open it and I'll try to share it.
I can show you how to do that if you want.
You may have to.
Good, Kelly.
It's not a chainsaw. He doesn't know what he's doing.
Share. There. Can you guys see that or no?
No,
We just see your pretty
Yeah.
face.
Not yet.
Hang on. Oh, gotta hit the button first. All right.
There. Now it's coming.
Okay. See them crazy people?
not yet.
That's
There we go.
There we go.
okay. I'm gonna speed it up here a little bit. Get to the good part.
Can
So
you make
this is
full screen?
this is called snowshoe softball. So they play with an 8-inch softball in snowshoes, no gloves, on a sawdust field.
What? Huh. That's awesome.
And the very outfield is gravel, so it's pretty wild when they hit one out in the gravel.
Get any home
See
runs?
if I- Oh yeah, they hit quite a few, but it's a long ways for a home run.
Were you playing or just watching?
I just watch. I'm not crazy enough to try that.
Yeah, I'd be horizontal in a heartbeat.
Yeah, sure.
So you can see there how they run in snowshoes.
That's awesome. Look at that.
That's great.
Now he knows what to do with his shavings.
Yeah, it's something to do with your shavings. I think it'll stop here in a minute.
Right. Oh, I'm getting a call. I'll be back in a minute.
And then, hey, Kelly, thanks for standing in for me with that clip.
Anytime, man, anytime.
I appreciate it, man. I'm glad you had my back on that one. That was great.
Well, you already watched it all anyway, I'm sure.
Yeah, this is only like a couple minutes long.
Yeah.
There's like, it's hard. I got a
Looking at
bad
it.
seat. I was late getting to the game, so I didn't get a good seat to videotape.
He called me up and showed me that yesterday. I'm like, what in the hell are these people doing?
Yeah, exactly.
So,
That's
so every Monday night they play this snowshoe softball up in Lake Tomahawk. They've been playing since 1961 and they've only missed 1 year, and that was the year of COVID. So it's a fundraiser for all the local charities. So it's pretty cool.
All right, I'm back.
Right. And good score on your additional equipment there. I'd
Yeah,
keep
they're
that radio
real.
arm saw. I'd keep that radio arm saw if it's worth the crap.
It is, but you know, I used to have a radio arm saw and I got rid of that just because I never used it. It just took up so much room in the shop.
It's a
And
great place to put your grinders on.
yeah, my son almost killed me with my radial arm saw. That was a lesson in how to set up the shop. So I'm standing at the lathe. My boy is at the radial arm saw cutting a piece of wood. Got a kickback or, well, radial arm saw kick forward. What do you call that on there? And anyway, it launched right across the shop, right in front of my face. I looked at him. I said, I thought you loved me. And then I rearranged things. So the radial arm saw was not in direct line of fire with the lathe anymore.
Mark,
I think you need a bigger shop now. You didn't build it big enough. You got all these new tools.
I know, huh? No, I find that the saw that I use the most, honestly, is my compound sliding miter saw. But that thing, I don't know. And it's not like I do a lot of flat work or anything.
Yeah.
But I'll throw a limb up on there and be like, that's too long for the lathe. Let me slice it off. And so between that and the bandsaw, that's what I use the most. I don't want to get rid of the table saw because I do use it sometimes, but the one I have, it's just big and bulky and it's old. It's nothing special. I mean, I'm sure it was awesome in its day because it's a Powermatic, but it's probably from the early 80s, maybe mid 80s. I picked it up at a garage sale and I saw this Delta there and I was like, all right. So that I did pay for. I paid for the table saw, but I didn't pay for the radial arm saw. I got this Stone Age joiner. I haven't tried. I turned it on just to see if it turns on. It turns on. I don't know how old this thing is. It looks old.
And
then just a bunch of little odds and ends that they just gave me for free.
gives me a little bit of support.
Somebody needs support. I'm not sure who, but I'll hug you cyberly.
the nice
Good.
thing about that is you can pick out what you want to keep and set it up the way you want to set it up.
Yep. Yeah.
And some things
then
it's nice to have two of. I've got, well, I'm not going to tell you how many. I've got more than one bandsaw with
Okay.
different setups on them.
With the different size blades and whatever.
Yes.
1/2 inch, 3/8 quarter. Yeah. You know what? I got something fun I can show you guys. I have a semi failure that I've just about recovered. So I had a pretty cool piece of mesquite and it was 2 branches kind of grew on top of each other and fused themselves and created this cool void. And so when I turned the bowl, I knew it was gonna kind of turn into a funnel, if you will, but not in a circle. It was gonna be this odd shaped void. And I thought, well, that'd be cool. And then I'll just fill it full of resin. So the turning part went really well. What failed was my barrier when I was trying to put resin in it and made a huge mess. And then I've since resealed the bowl, made a new barrier and poured the resin. And so now it's in there. I just gotta, tomorrow, I think the resin will be cured enough. I'll be able to put the bowl back on the lathe. But if you want to spotlight me, I'll show you.
All right.
Yeah, you're good.
I see Dane.
There you are.
Oh, somehow.
We got you.
Oh, there we go.
I
Okay.
got you.
There's my pretty fit. Look at my Albert Einstein here. There we go.
Yeah, boy, that shit's getting long.
I know,
Right.
huh?
It's time for a haircut.
So this is a piece of silicone that I used the second time. I sacrificed the silicone mold and it worked really good and held the resin in. But so check out the bottom. So I went with the 5-inch mortise because I used my big jaws on this one. But
Saran wrap works great with ticky tack tape.
yeah.
Tuck
Well,
tape.
I've always done really well with just using the clear packing tape. So anyway, I used my clear packing tape and on the other side, and I'm filling it from this side. And I'm like, where the hell's my resin going? Well, there's another over here. It was all connected and then my resin was pouring out here And then
Yeah.
the resin got everywhere. So then the tape underneath failed. So then I'm trying to pour it back into my bowl where I'd had the resin. Then I didn't fix things in time. So there's the the resin that was supposed to be in the bowl.
Right. Well, hey, at least you didn't pour it while it was on your lathe,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
some
No.
people do.
No. I've had some failures, but this was my biggest resin failure as far as the barrier going.
You can
I
get
have one
this
of
stuff
them.
at Home Depot. This is
What's
the
that?
best stuff. You can get this stuff at Home Depot. This is the best stuff to use. If you like in the venting, air conditioning kind of venting aisle, you can get, I mean, there's like 15 different versions of it, but this one's sure
Oh, yeah.
tape. It's pretty wide, and it's just that metal tape with the little paper backing on it.
Yeah.
Right.
It is perfect. You cannot go wrong with this. I don't care if you're making a 7-foot table or a 3-inch bowl. Pull a little piece of this aluminum tape off, stick it where you peel the backing paper off and push this into the grooves, and then you can like layer it. So if you've got like a huge gap, you can put a layer, one piece, next piece, next piece, next piece. That stuff will not come through this.
Yeah,
And
that's
you
I
can
have to agree. I've used that too. Yep.
take a pencil or anything that you've got right next to you and use it to kind of, push the aluminum part down to kind of like fill in any kind of little knots or holes that are sitting right there. Then flip whatever it is over and do it on the other. I mean, you can't go wrong with it. Perfect.
Pick me up a roll of that. That's awesome. Thanks for letting me know.
Go into Home Depot and just go back to where they sell like the vents, like dryer vents and things, dryer vents and all that. That's where that stuff sits.
All right.
That's something. Thank you.
That's cool. I'm always looking for new ways to play around with the resin. I have not tried that yet, so I will definitely give it a go.
Yeah, I mean, no matter what, you're like, if you got something on the lathe and you dig it, a knot comes flying through and you want to fill it with something, I'll grab a roll of this, stick it on one side, push it in real good all the way around whatever got knocked out, and then drip you a little tiny bit of epoxy in there or CA glue or whatever, and then fill in your pieces of copper or brass. I've got like little bags of shavings of brass, copper, steel, and just sprinkle those in there on whatever you're gluing it in with and let it sit, then peel that off or turn it. That's what kind of like on this little bowl right here, that hole was on there, so I just shoved some copper pieces in there and a couple pieces of I don't know, like some opal or something, crushed opal or whatever, and then a little bit of CA glue.
Turn it off, Chris.
That's cool.
You get it off, you turn it off.
Oh, I didn't see that question. How do you get it off? You can peel it off, or you can turn it off. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I always turned it off.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would just turn it off. Sometimes that aluminum tape will flake and rip and flake all over the place.
Yep.
Quite messy. It's just easier to turn it off. There's another option. There's tape called tucked tape. It's a red tape, and it's in the same section as your ventilation and air conditioning. And they also use it. It's an airtight, watertight tape. And you can use it for epoxies, filling voids, filling holes, using CA glue. And that tape will actually peel off and stay as one piece. But you can also turn it off, and at least the metal's not really dulling your tools much.